I got the Transact debit card so you didn't have to. And here are my thoughts. I wasn't someone who invested in the business side of Transact, but I did get the green debit card. Now that the Z Store has launched, I had to go on, see what I could get and see what I could use my Z-Bucks for, because I got 1,000 Z-Bucks for signing up before the launch date. But I wasn't really impressed. To start, they only had a small amount of products that were available to use your Z-Bucks for on the store. And they only catered to one specific brand. And most of the stuff was all related to golf and like athletic attire for this specific brand. And most of the items were only for men. They were all men fitting shirts, men fitting golf clubs, men fitting shoes. It was a really weird amount of golf stuff that was included in this. And then there was the Black Friday section that had a lot of Cuban link chains and then blankets and then 2 sets of diapers that you could pick from. I just think that's a really weird assortment of items that you could have. But one thing that I did feel that wasn't advertised correctly, due to I think how fast it took over social media, was the fact that you cannot purchase things. From what I've seen so far on the website, you can't purchase things using all Z-Bucks. Your Z-Bucks will only get it down to the wholesale cost. And then you have to use US dollars, like your actual money, to then buy it for wholesale price. But it did get things down to cheaper costs for certain items. Overall, that part of the Z Store was just very confusing, and it kind of just seems like they threw some products in there. And now let's go to the Z Travel, which is like the travel site where they're telling you can book cruises and your trips for. That is also run the similar way, where you can use your Z-Bucks to help cut down on the cost of the trip. Now, I did a trip to Cleveland and I did a trip to Los Angeles. The trip to Los Angeles, I couldn't use any of the Z-Bucks on the trip, so it was just me paying it at a discounted rate. And I did the trip to Cleveland where I could only use 53 Z-Bucks on a week-long trip, which only took me down $53 on a $1,300 trip. Not really fantastic in terms of like what you're actually getting for a great discount. If you're familiar with corporate employee discounts, like big companies, they'll offer this discount website that you can use to book trips and similar items. Almost think Groupon, but your company will brand it as their loyalty or employee discount program. It is essentially the exact same thing. Overall, I will keep in mind that this was just the initial launch, but that isn't really an excuse to not have things fully up and running, especially if you're going to launch. If it's not ready, don't launch it yet. So it did kind of seem like it was a rushed thing where they put in products that they could, but there's real no rhyme or reason to why they put in those specific products. I will continue to check back and keep an eye on the store to see if anything pops up that might suit my interest that I would want to pay a wholesale cost for. But in return, make sure you like and follow for more, because I'm going to be talking everything about this Transact card because I bought the card. So I want to see what I can get out of it.